Welcome to the listening window. This story is called I Had Lunch with a Stranger. It's written in simple, natural English to help you improve your listening and speaking skills. Make sure to watch till the end, and if you'd like to read along or practice later, click the link in the description to download the full script and bonus learning materials, including vocabulary, a quiz with answers, and a writing prompt. Let's begin. IT started like any normal Saturday. I had no plans, no to-do list, and no one to meet. I was just going to take myself out for a nice lunch at that little cafe near the park. You know, the one with the outdoor tables and the chalkboard menu that changes every day. I hadn't been there in months, but something about today made me feel like going back. I got there a little after noon, and luckily, there was one table left outside. I sat down, looked over the menu, and ordered a sandwich and iced coffee. The weather was perfect, warm, but with a nice breeze. I was just settling into that quiet, peaceful feeling when I noticed someone standing nearby, looking around. She seemed about my age, maybe a little younger. She had a small backpack, sunglasses on her head, and a confused look on her face. Then she walked up to the server and asked, "Excuse me, do you have any tables left?" The server looked around and shook her head. "Sorry, we're full at the moment." The girl gave a polite smile, nodded, and started to turn away. But something made me speak up. "You can share mine if you want," I said, almost surprising myself. She looked at me, clearly not expecting that. "Oh, really? Are you sure?" "Yeah, it's no problem. I'm just having lunch on my own." She hesitated for a second, then smiled. "Thank you. That's very kind." And just like that, we were two strangers sitting at the same table. We introduced ourselves. Her name was Lena. She had just moved to the city 2 weeks ago for work and was still getting to know the area. I told her I'd been living here for 3 years, though sometimes I still felt like a newcomer too. We started talking. At first, it was just the usual things. "Where are you from? What do you do? How do you like it here so far?" But the conversation slowly drifted into more personal topics. She told me how hard it had been to leave her hometown, how much she missed her dog, and how she sometimes felt out of place in this new city. I told her about my first few months here, how I used to sit alone in cafes, just like this one, and wonder if I'd made the right choice. There was something very easy about talking to her. No pressure, no awkwardness. It didn't feel like small talk. It felt real. Our food arrived, and we kept chatting while we ate. We laughed about small things, like how hard it was to figure out the bus schedule here, and how the weather app never seemed to get it right. I told her about my favorite bookstore, and she said she loved reading too. Time passed quickly. We both finished our meals, and neither of us seemed in a rush to leave. "You know," she said, "I didn't think today would turn out like this. I was just looking for a place to eat." "Same here," I said. "I almost stayed home." Then she paused and smiled. "I'm really glad I ran into you." I smiled back. "Me too." We exchanged numbers before leaving, and she texted me later that evening. "Thanks again for lunch." Today felt like the first time the city felt a little more like home, I replied, anytime. Let's do it again soon. And just like that, what started as a simple lunch alone turned into the beginning of a new friendship. Looking back, I sometimes wonder, what if I hadn't spoken up? What if she had just walked away and we had never shared that table? It's funny how one small decision, a quick offer, a simple, you can sit here if you'd like, can lead to something unexpected and meaningful. Thank you for listening to this story on the listening window. You can download the complete script, vocabulary list, quiz with answers, and a bonus speaking prompt using the link in the description. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. Also, tell us in the comments what would you have done differently at that key moment in the story. Would you have invited a stranger to sit at your table? Or walked away if someone offered? We'd love to read your version.